PDF downloads of the African Dialogues, Volumes 1 and 2 are in the links below the description of this video. Charles. The real guides have been guiding man through all his discoveries and inventions, maybe to benefit life on these round worlds. Do you think the help provided is like a double-edged sword? Duane responds, it's more than obvious that it is. Everything has its consequences and its perks. You invent the piston engine, and it's a cool thing. We can go faster, but at the same time, we're polluting the air. The guides decide what they will do. The real reference to what the guides present is always something along the natural environment. What the individual decides to invent or create, that's up to them. There's the difference. I wouldn't say that the real guides have prompted the invention of things unless they individually have decided to do so. We are to go through creation. The good, bad, ugly, and indifferent, to discover what we don't need also. That's the whole part of it. This is where we have ended up, to where it's possible to make better choices, but because of how the system has been created, that's a toughie. You can say, we can do this or that, and those are ideas, and anybody can make up an idea, but to realistically do it, that becomes different. People can decide to want to clean up the air, it being full of poisons and pollutants. Well, we have the technology to do it, and that's great. But when is it going to be done? It's not. People don't like to hear that. They like to play with the idea of thinking that it will be done, because they have the idea that it can be, but it's in the doing. People have created themselves into a particular position. They have agreed to the creation of others. So, yes, it is a double-edged sword. So, what do you do now? Now, you have to really figure it out, or you don't. Do you just let it go? Let it slide, and live your life, thinking you can't do anything about it. I've decided certain things that only a few individuals know, and the world's not going to know it yet. The world is not really ready for it, because most people won't understand it. But I decided it, and it's being done. I have the backing, which is really cool, because I decided it, because I will step into it. It's more than an idea, but most people won't even consider it, or that it can even be achieved. Realistically, any of us can do whatever we want. We can. But can you manage it? And is there backing to it, and agreement to it? It also depends upon who is agreeing to it. We have all these systems in the world. We have all these teachings, and they look good. But who's really agreeing and backing them? For the most part, the reptilians are backing them, and people that control these things are thinking that they have backing and agreement. But with who? This is an interesting situation we are in creation. It's not at all what you think it is, until you can see it. You can't, and most people are so self-convinced, like people with their jobs, and thinking how they have a good job. It's not at all what you think it is, but you can keep thinking that. You're the decider every moment. Everybody is. But will you learn to see something else and take the risk to do it? Who will do that which really makes sense with everything that's taking place on the earth? There are a lot of ideas floating around, but who's doing it? People can clean up the oceans contaminated by Fukushima. Are they doing it? And are they allowed to do it? People are thinking how they can clean it up, and it will be fine, or it will just go off with the tides. Will it? We're all in this encased bubble here, and it's very real. We are the experiment while we're experimenting, and so the decision is made, and the opportunity is here to see more. The new presentation I've created is the best reference to the real universes, to this isness, to recognize it now. It's more than the thrills of astral projection and remote viewing and prophecy. All these things we've come to know. It's way more than that, and just very, very real. You've got to take the time to see it. It's all a two-edged sword, and that's why we're here. Until you really consider things for what they're not, then you're going to keep considering them for what you think they are. Is that going to work for you? You decide.